Hello,
Hello.
how you doing?
I am doing fine. How are you doing today?
Just fine. I'm gonna have to break off the meeting for a short period of time. My daughter is coming over to install a new CGM on my body, so I will, rather than making it a public event, I will, when she shows up, and she's in transit right now, so when she shows up, I will bail for a while.
Okay.
So, how are you?
Uh, well, got a phone call this morning about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and the oldest kid, her son, her youngest, couldn't go to school today, and she had to work, and nobody could watch him, and we've been dealing with a 2-year-old all day.
Is a 2-year-old?
He's a 2-year-old, yeah.
Well, yeah.
And he's a little monster, is what he is.
Okay. Well,
He
they outgrow that eventually. Most
he's
of them.
he's a good kid. He's a 2-year-old, so he's
Yeah.
into everything. But
Yep.
of course they live down in Kentucky, so I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. I
Okay.
I drove down to Kentucky and uh, got got him. I was on the road for about 3 hours because we hit, of course, we hit Cincinnati right at rush hour,
Yep.
Yeah, that's a terrible thing to do.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
and
Well,
then
you
coming
presumably get.
back, she's down in Florence, so coming back we got traffic the other direction.
Yeah.
So, uh, it's a no win, no win. I got I got a little bit of sleep, but I didn't get very much sleep. So if I start acting weird or whatever, we'll just chalk it up to sleep.
Okay.
Let's just say this is my third Pepsi today, and I usually don't drink that much pops.
Yeah. Well, so has the child gone back yet, or what?
No, he's still here.
Oh,
His
okay.
mom will be here until she'll be here about 6 ish. So she gets to avoid a lot of the traffic, I think.
Uh huh.
But yeah, it's
So he couldn't. So you said somebody couldn't go to school today.
well, he's in. She works at home and she can't watch him while she's working, and he goes to preschool. And I'm not real sure what happened, but he couldn't go to preschool today. So,
Okay.
and um, her husband's mom lives down there near them, close, and I guess she was sick, so she couldn't watch him. So, you know, here comes Leroy and Patty to the
Okay.
rescue. Uh, the living room. If I could take a camera into the living room, it is just
Trash.
well, it's a good excuse to clean it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and of course he doesn't want to take a nap, which he's well past his nap time, and you can tell because he's getting cranky. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well.
he's two. You can't,
Yeah. He'll outgrow it.
Yeah, but it might kill us first.
Okay. Oh, that's not good.
So that's been my day. Um, Not really much else going on. I played around this week with a bunch of AI um, stuff from our conversation last week after the meeting at our restaurant meeting.
Uh-huh.
Um, I've got an AI program that it wrote 100% and it actually works, and I didn't have to make any changes to it. So I
So what
was
are you unpacking there, Steve?
Steve's playing with new toys.
Yeah. I got a 9U 10-inch mini rack that I'm going to start using for the Linux group meetings.
Oh, okay.
Enough for a 3-node cluster with 2.5 gig and gig networking, a router, and a storage array to run VMs out of.
Okay.
I've been wanting one of these things for quite a while, and it went on sale, and it was payday, and I got some money back from the government. So the stars aligned.
Oh, so this is brand new. This is not even used equipment.
Are in this case, they're little steel shelves,
Yeah.
10 inches wide, 10-inch outside, so 8 3/4 in between the rails. And for the little micro form factor Dells that I've got a pile of, they fit perfectly. They really look good in this, or I think they will.
So you're just in the process of unboxing, as they say.
Yep. Yeah, and I gotta give, this thing is amazingly well packed, which is good because it's got plastic side panels. It's mostly steel, um, with threaded and square hole rail edges. But
So the plan is to take this back and forth to your Linux meetings?
I think he froze. Well, I could see that he froze. There he is. I think he froze again.
yeah, I'm unfortunately on Windows again
Why? Why is the question?
because my desk has been taken over by the company laptop, and I
Oh,
can't easily undo that.
oh, okay. Well, you're working from home 100% now?
Um, I went in for 2 hours last week. So, yeah, pretty much.
I was going to say that's pretty close to 100%.
Yep. Just, I mean, they moved all of my toys for the most part out of state. So, doing what I can.
So is the building on the hill over here totally abandoned?
I mean, it kind of has been since COVID. That building was designed for somewhere between 1,000 and 1,200 people. That's what it had in 2018. And now you go in there and there's, I don't know, 20 people on a good day. Uh, if they call for a meeting or there's cookies involved, it goes up to 35.
Okay.
For the most part, I've been going in because the data center is still there. Um, I mean, we had round numbers, a grand total of about 8,000 servers, of which about 5,000 of them were my concern, the rest being a different division of Siemens. Um, but now almost all of my servers are in Michigan, and I do everything there remote. I haven't even been to the building yet. Of my team, only one, no, two guys have, and it was just for like go up for a day to see where everything ended up, and that was about it.
What part of Michigan?
Auburn Hill,
Hmm.
north of Detroit, about 25 miles or so.
Oh, okay. So that's essentially what, half a day's drive, something like that?
Yeah, more than I'm comfortable doing. Well, that's not true, but more than I want to do.
What do you do? Go straight up 75?
Yep, it's 2 miles off of I-75.
Okay. Freezing again.
Yeah.
Good old Windows.
I have no idea why it does that. I've sent in system logs and asked them to see if they can figure out what's going on, and I keep getting back, everything seems right. Like, okay.
Well, you know, if you can't get email in space, what's what makes you think that video is going to work on Earth?
I, mm, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
Are you on fiber?
Me? Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
And when I'm on any of my Linux boxes, it's absolutely rock steady for Zoom.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, Zoom does weird things, but it's really consistent. I upgraded to this version of Zoom and now I can't blur the background, that sort of thing. Upgraded
Uh-huh.
again and now I can.
Yeah.
And a thing that I just noticed in Linux, I can sign out of Zoom if I'm logged in as presenter and sign back in with no profile. So I can actually join meetings as me instead of the presenter.
Oh, okay.
That's handy. I hadn't been able to do that earlier.
Well, we have fiber over here, and I am extremely satisfied with it. So,
Yeah,
they,
Alta did that right.
yeah. Well, they came in, I think, when was it? In 22, I think, and did the, what is it? Witch drill or whatever in
Ditch Witch.
Ditch Witch, yes. And here we have no above ground wiring, so they had to tunnel in the conduits, and then we were gone for, doing our typical 6 months here, 6 months there, so forth. and we were gone for a while. I think I finally signed up for it in late 23. I mean, there was no point in signing up for it while I wasn't here. So, um, but we've been very pleased with it, and uh, the only thing that went wrong was we had sprinklers put in our yard, and they managed to cut some cables and or fibers or whatever we call them in the process. Our yard is kind of like a minefield now because the we've got the sprinkler system in there, and then it has its own wiring system, and then we have the fiber coming in, and of course we had cable and so forth and so on in there. So they really had to go over the yard with a metal detector to get things under control.
Nice.
And in the process, they each cut each other's cables a few times. So fortunately now I think we've got all the additions, underground additions that we're likely to need for a while.
That's good.
Well, our neighbors are now in the process of putting in dog. What do you call them?
Invisible fence.
Yeah, invisible fence, and so they they got little white flags all the way around the yard.
We considered getting that at one point. Um, didn't end up doing so. And my concern is our dogs live by their nose. If they smell a thing, they will go dig it up.
Uh huh.
And if
Oh,
they smelled a thing on the other side of the fence, they'd cross the fence. I mean, its little beep, its little
yeah.
shock, that is not going to deter them.
Uh huh.
So now they're stuck on the other side of the fence. When they go, oh, wow, it wasn't what I thought I smelled, but I guess I ought to go home. Oh, now I can't.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how effective those are. We have no animals, so I don't know how effective those things are. But they're very popular in our neighborhood here.
Yeah.
As more they're installing them. So, and I assume that they're not particularly inexpensive. Have no idea.
You can buy one for about, eh, I don't know, $200 and install it yourself. It isn't hard. The buried wire is only 3 inches deep.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
they sell basically a thing that looks like a shovel, but it doesn't have any curve. Um, if you remember the Pit and the Pendulum with Vincent Price, it looks
Yeah,
just like the pendulum. And
yeah.
you sit there and you just kind of rock it back and forth, and it creates a 1/2 inch groove, 6 inches deep. You drop the wire in, and you, two people doing it, you can go all the way around your yard in 4 hours.
Oh, okay. Well, I think my CGM installer has just arrived. Let me. Oh, yes. Hi, Catherine.
Yep,
Uh,
it sounds like it. All right, we'll let you go and you could come back or whatever.
well, I okay. Okay, I'm gonna shut the
Yep.
sound off.
Probably could shut the video off.
We're going to get to meet Catherine.
Unless he's leaving. Yeah, that was my sister on the phone.
Ah,
She talked to Dad today.
everything okay?
She said that he seemed all right today. Monday when I saw him, he seemed a bit out of it. So he's in that stage of up and downness. He some days are really good, and other days are not so good.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, yeah, Monday I kind of got the impression that he had given up, but she said no. He sounds fine. He seemed happy and was upbeat and all this other stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay. We'll see how it goes Monday. It may have just been he had two therapy appointments and a doctor's appointment Monday. It may have just been overwhelming for him. There's just too much stuff going on. But so
Yeah, I can understand that.
yeah, yeah. I I don't know. On another topic, um, Patty has she really wants me to get a new computer for some reason, and I keep telling her that I don't really need one. But
But you don't argue.
well, I'm kind of looking at one that's got 32 gigs of RAM and eight cores with 16 threads. But I don't know anything about the Ryzen AI chip. Do you have any idea what if that's a decent chip or not?
Honestly, no. I mean, the Ryzen chips, if I was getting a new machine right now, I would go for Ryzen processors.
Yeah,
I I've been on Intel's ship here for a long time, and I have great satisfaction with Intel, but the price versus performance, so right now AMD just has them beat.
yeah. Well, that's kind of where I'm at. So I only have like I don't know 5 Ryzen machines, and one of them is an old Ryzen, uh, an old one. It's still a Ryzen 5, but it's old, and it outperforms you know the Core i5s and the by far by
Yeah.
just and this gaming laptop that I've got, it has an old Ryzen 5 in it. And it's just a great machine. It's just rock solid. Doesn't give me any problems, but I don't know anything about the Ryzen AI other than Ryzen keeps saying or AMD keeps saying that Linux is supported with it.
hmm
So I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know if I really need AI built into
So
my
are you
computer.
looking at brand new, shiny? Oh, so what's that going to set you back? 900 more?
A grand. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
enjoy.
Uh, I haven't bit the bullet yet, but Patty really is like, you need a new computer. I'm like, I don't really need a new computer. There's nothing wrong with this computer.
Yeah. I I don't know. I I can get plenty of used computers, and honestly, I enjoy making sure that something stayed out of the landfill.
I get, I've been buying a lot of used computers from auctions and stuff fairly cheap, and I just enjoy tinkering with them and getting them set up
Hmm.
more than anything else. It's not like I really need a computer. I think there's 4 or 5 just laying around not doing anything. But she's like, no, that computer, you got that like, you know 6 years ago, and I'm like, yeah, maybe. You need a new one. 6 years, it's not all that old.
I've got I've got a lot of machines,
Yeah,
way more than I really need. I have an old Ryzen Threadripper that I put together in 2016, that runs all my VMs and stuff currently, which is why this rack is being built,
yeah.
because I built this thing in 2016. It's got spinning drives, it's got NVMe, it's got much RAM. I have no idea how much, but I swear to God, I think it's 64, but it might be 128. I it doesn't matter. I use like 12.
Right.
And when I'm sitting down just going through email and stuff, watching TV, what I actually am using is that little crap top that I've got. Uh oh shoot.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know
The
the little Dell thing.
no, not
No,
a
not the Dell,
Dell.
not the
It's
Dell.
a Maestro Evo 3.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
not even up to Dell.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
know
think
which
it's
one
an
you're talking about.
N150.
Wow.
But that thing will go like 16 or 18 hours on a battery, which to me, that's just incredible.
Well, like this machine that I'm on right now is using 6 gigs of RAM, and it's got 16. And I've never seen it go more than 6 gigs. I've never seen it use more than that. So I know. But I was looking at that, I'm like, 32 gigs, that's not bad. But the core count was more what I was kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, I at this point, core count means a lot more to me.
Yeah.
Um, I've been doing a lot of stuff in QEMU, KVM, just spin up something, play with it. That's kind of cool. Figure out how to do a thing I want to do, then do it on the machine that I really wanted to do it on in the first place.
Yep. Yeah. See, I don't even do all that. I just like tinkering. I just like tinkering with stuff, and
I
maybe
played
I
enough
actually
that I
miss.
recognize that some of the things I want to tinker with could just totally break my toys. Um, like this little Nook. I set it up so that if I plug in a thumb drive, it automatically decrypts. Because everything that I take out of the house absolutely has an encrypted hard drive. And
Okay.
I'm seriously considering setting up uh, Clevis and Clasp or Clevis and whatever to do network-wide decryption so that as long as a little Raspberry Pi on the network is powered up, the Nook and the server and everything else can boot. But the Nook or if the Pi goes down or the network goes down, nothing boots. It's really where I want to be. But yeah, we'll find out.
I what's the name of that program? That app? I don't remember. It was basically an encryption thing, and it was kind of interesting. But I don't I don't use a whole lot of encryption, honestly.
I think more people should. Um, it's good enough, fast enough, and easy enough in Linux to to encrypt your drive, and it actually seems encrypted. I
Yeah,
Everything that's BitLockered, Windows fully boots up before you put in a password. It's like, what was encrypted? I It
yeah,
always kind of scares me. Our laptops for work are BitLocker encrypted, and I've been able, with it off of the network, to swap out um, the CMD for the um, crap. It's been a while. You can tell it to use the CMD prompt for large fonts, assistive, whatever. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
But
I know
you
what
get
you're.
to the login window and you click give me an on-screen keyboard and it gives you a command prompt and that's running as an administrator and now you can add local admin users and then you can reboot and log in as a local admin user and it's I'm I will give if you know what you're doing, Linux isn't secure. It's really easy to get a root prompt on a Linux box, but not if it's encrypted.
Yeah. Well, this little app that I don't remember. I may have seen it on YouTube or something, and they were talking about it. It's called Kryptonator. It's a it encrypts like single directories, and you need to decrypt them before you can see, and then it makes the directory, turns it into like a drive, and when it's unencrypted, you can add anything you want, and as soon as you log out of that drive, it's inaccessible. It just sort
That's
of
cool.
kind of disappears. It's got like a pointer to it, but it's not really there. It's kind of interesting. And right now, I don't remember what the password for that is.
I mean, that sounds like just a mounted Lux encrypted file.
Yeah, I think that's more or less what it is. It's You're supposed to be able to. I haven't done it. I haven't tried it, but you're supposed to be able to take those directories and stick them on flash drives and move them around.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, maybe that might be useful.
I've got a few drives that I have encrypted. Basically, if it's a laptop, it's encrypted. Um, Actually, the only thing that isn't encrypted are the VMs on the Threadripper.
I well, I remember when encryption was just it was slow. If you had something encrypted, it would take forever. But
Yeah.
that was about 20 some odd years ago. So that may be why you know I just I don't encrypt stuff. It's just in my brain it's slow.
Um,
But it's
it's
not. It's not.
yeah, it's less than a 1% performance hit.
Yeah. Well, I've been playing like I said, I've been playing around with this Kryptonator thing, and as soon as the drive's decrypted, it just acts like a drive. I mean, or as soon as the folder's decrypted, it just acts like a drive, and there's no performance hit on it. And if anything, it acts just exactly like, well, it kind of acts like an NFS share or something. It's there. It is. But the one thing that I am not sure that I completely like is the unencrypted drive of it. The I don't know. I think that's the public key is right there visible.
Um, Public keys, if you're doing something that has a public key and a private key, public keys can be shared. You aren't supposed to be able to derive a private key from a public key.
Yeah, there's 4 files in the unencrypted portion of the drive, and they all look like keys, but I don't know what they are. I don't know what, and they're two of them are very 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 long.
That might be your actual drive.
Might be. Yeah, I bet it is because one of those files is a backup for it. I don't know. It's interesting, but it says important. This is this is not the drive that you add stuff to. Well, duh. And I guess you can hose things up if you actually add files to that unencrypted portion.
It's surprising how easy it is to break things in encryption if you just play around. I, to be fair, if you're a normal user, it is hard to break something that's encrypted. If you go, what happens if I do this as root? Yeah,
Oh, what happens if I type sudo rm slash start
are yeah.
and then I walk away for a little bit and come back? Oh, and you need the dash R. Yeah, I I've got I've got one machine. It's an old machine, but I set it up specifically to break. I mean, anything that I think might break, I try on it first. if it breaks, then I haven't lost anything because
Hmm.
it's just a machine to play with. But
Yeah, I understand. I have a few of those actually, but mostly that's what VMs are for.
yeah, well, I just have physical hardware. I don't have, if I spent the money, if I instead of buying all these machines from auctions, and if I actually saved the money and spent it on a machine that would run VMs well, but
That takes a lot less than you think.
uh,
This little guy. This is a this is an old Optiplex 7010. It's a sixth gen i5, I think. Hmm. Dual display port and VGA output, and it has two video cards in it. So I can run a VM on here, and I can tie one video card to a VM and one video card to the physical hardware and run independent displays. It's a very cool thing, and this is truly a piece of crap. These are in the $25 range.
that's that's not hateful.
Now,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty good at being cheap.
So Patty goes on vacation 2 weeks, 2 weeks from now, and she is already set off to clean out the storage, clean out my closet, clean out everything in the living room that we don't use. So be prepared for a list of a bunch of stuff that I need to get rid of.
There is so little stuff that I need.
Yes. Wow.
I have a goal to stop paying for my storage unit by the end of this summer. I've got a big tool chest in there with years and years and years of tools in it. Um, I need to get that into the garage. Um, I mean, it's a 70-inch wide double stack. So,
So you'll need a truck just to haul
oh yeah,
that in here.
yeah,
Yeah.
possibly a flatbed. Um, but I've got clothes that haven't fit me for 5 years, maybe more. I've got I've got so much crap in there. I've got old PCs that cosmetically they're damaged, but electrically they're fine.
Right.
But what am I going to do with them?
Well, I I don't know if you guys knew this or not. I had bought like 200 board games from an auction,
Mhm.
and I paid like, I don't know, $20, $25 for all these games, something like that. They've been in the closet. Nobody's even looked at them. So Patty said, what are you going to do with those? And I'm like, well, some of them are definitely kids' games. And I suppose while the grandkids are still young enough to actually enjoy these games, they ought to play them. So out of the 200 games that I picked up, plus the 100 games I already had, I've rooted out about 40 that can go away that are just kids' games. And Patty's like, I think you need to try harder. There's still more in there. She walked in the closet and she looked and she's like, it doesn't even look like you put a dent in him. I'm like, yeah, it really doesn't. 40 games out of 300 and some odd games is not much. But so CJ, he is how old is he? He's got to be 12 now, I guess. He is a board game person. He joined a group after school that plays nothing but board games. He doesn't want to play computer games. He doesn't want to play video games. He doesn't want to do any of that stuff. He just wants to play board games. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, guess who gets most of these games? He's already told his mom, Papple's giving away a bunch of games, and I'm taking all of them. Like, yep, your mom's going to be real happy about that.
Yeah.
So, but I think I made his day. I mean, the kid, for Christmas, all he wanted was a chess set. That's all
Really?
he wanted. Yeah.
How old is he?
12,
Yeah.
maybe?
It's a good age for chess.
Yeah. He he had to teach his mom how to play because she didn't know how to play. He's like, I need somebody to play with at home, so I'm going to teach you how to do this, Mom. And she was like, great. But Monopoly and Clue and just, any board game that he could get his hands on, he will play. So,
That's cool.
yeah.
I was never big into board games. I think because my sister's 3 years older than me, and she was always just better at board games. And she wanted to play because she could beat my ass until I learned how to play chess. And then I
Ah,
could kick her ass, and she never wanted to play. Like, I don't want to play chess.
I don't want to play chess. I I made the mistake. We used to play Clue a lot with the kids, not the grandkids. When the kids were kids, we used to play Clue, and I made the mistake one day of explaining how I was always winning. I haven't been able to win since. I'm like, I never should have told you, you know, because I would pay attention to what other people were asking,
Hmm.
and the kids weren't. They just would ask their own questions, and they weren't paying attention to what everybody was answering. So
As kids do.
yeah, how do you always win this? Because I pay attention to what everybody's doing.
And logic is a
Oh,
thing.
yeah, and you can sort of kind of deduce which, if you ask this question and they answer this way, you could kind of sort of figure out what the answer would be because you have cards in your hands. But yeah, I never should have explained how to play. It it definitely became less fun afterwards.
It was more fun for them.
Um, Monopoly. We used to play a lot of Monopoly, and I would always go for the first two. Whatever the two lowest price properties were the two that I wanted, and build hotels almost immediately. And I could, if you landed on those two with the hotels, I mean that was payday. That was, and all you had to do was land there a few times, and everybody else was trying to get on Boardwalk, but Boardwalk was actually hard to land on. At least it wasn't in our house. So, but Patty likes Yahtzee, and I cannot stand Yahtzee.
It's just poker, sort of.
Yeah, it is probably the most boring form of poker ever. Um, it all depends on how the dice are rolled. I don't like Yahtzee. I've never liked Yahtzee, but just about any other game I will play. There's probably about 50 different variations of Clue in the game closet, and several different variations of Dungeons and Dragons. Art's back.
I'm back. That's right. Many years ago, we had an IT guy in our plant in Palo Alto. This was in the days of raised floors and computers that were the size of a semi truck. At any rate, he got his, I think of a polite term for it, he got in trouble because he spent hours with this mainframe playing Dungeons and Dragons. And this was long before desktop computers. This was, let's see, it was the beginning of desktop computers, but this was still a mainframe. And he was a mainframe guy, so. At any rate, the management didn't take uh, the idea of using this multi-million-dollar machine for Dungeons and Dragons.
It's just keeping the tubes warm.
Oh yeah, well it wasn't tubes. It wasn't that long ago. It was 1981, 80 or 81. And I had just taken my first California job in Palo Alto.
Good time to be in Palo Alto.
Well, the particular situation here was it was not my best choice of employer, but it got me out of New Jersey into quote Silicon Valley, and for that I'm ever grateful. So, at any rate, so have you solved all the problems of the world while I was getting my new CGM?
Mm, I don't know if we've solved all the problems.
This is a Dexcom, by the way. Dexcom G7, and they are far superior to any others that I've had. Hey,
Greetings. What's the difference between a Dexcom and anything else?
well, I would say several generations of engineering and so forth and so on. It's just a much easier and much more accurate. The one thing Dexcom's got is they apparently have a Bluetooth connectivity between the sensor and your phone that is pretty well bulletproof, and it's good for approximately 33 feet, roughly 10 meters, and it just works better and it's more user friendly and
Huh.
so forth and so on. The two 10,000 pound gorillas in this field are Abbott and Dexcom. And I had for several years I've been using Abbott, and the Dexcom is far superior, far more user friendly, and so forth and so on.
So I got the dumb question. Who makes the bright yellow package Libre 3?
That's Abbott.
Uh, okay. That's what I've got. It's got a 10-meter range, and I have no idea how accurate it is because it's the only thing I've used. But
Okay, well I've now used both, and I prefer the Dexcom,
huh,
but you know,
I want the one that has the tiniest needle. That's about it.
okay. Well, they've got some others that are a very small percentage of the market and bleeding edge and so forth and so on, but they only have the others are in the 1 to 3% of the market kind of a situation, and they there are none of them if you're paying for them out of pocket. None of them are inexpensive. Um, I've paid for part of the time we were in transition from California to here and changing medical carriers and so forth and so on, and the Abbott V2 Plus is um, around, I don't know, 180, 190 bucks, something like that. And the Dexcom is 220, something like that. And that's only 15 days. So I mean, if you're paying for them out of pocket, it's pretty expensive. If your insurance covers it, then it's whatever your copay on your insurance is. So it's a hell of a lot better than the little um, lancet that you stick your
Oh yeah.
finger with and then take a test strip and put it. I mean, that gets old real soon. so, so I'm real happy with it. I'll tell you, I'm because for years I was doing the stick the finger and use the test strip and so forth and so on. And you finally run out of places on your hand that you can stick that you haven't stuck recently, and it gets very painful.
Yes, it does.
So, so I am very happy with the CGMs. So, Vicente,
Hi.
what's
You were talking about glucose sensors.
yeah,
Yeah,
blood glucose
I,
sensors.
I, I figured out. My first employee was out laboratories.
Hmm.
Your friend showed up.
Ah,
Your friend
hey,
came in.
yeah.
You got peanuts for him?
What?
You got peanuts for him?
No, yes, but I stopped doing giving peanuts because sometimes he throw up everything. So
Really?
now I give him peanut butter in peanut butter, you know, in a cone, in a red cone, a rubber cone, and he enjoyed it very much. He's a good boy.
How old is he?
Will be nine years old.
Steve, you've got two now, right?
Yes. Yep. Blossom and Presley.
Okay.
About 8:30 every morning, they decide it's time to wrestle, and that's fun to watch.
They're puppies still, or are they?
Presley's about 4, and Blossom, we think, is about 2.5. Blossom's a rescue. We got Presley from a breeder.
You,
They're both pretty fun dogs. They seem to be healthy. They're active. Um, Blossom is much more active than Presley, and it's kind of amusing because when they want to wrestle, Presley wants to lay on her side and just kind of scoot around, and Blossom's running around in circles around her.
This is. They probably keep your veterinarian in good financial shape too, right?
Not too bad. We're with Pet Vet, and basically we're just paying insurance on them. We pay, I think, $38 a month for both of them, and that covers most of their meds and stuff. Um, there's I don't know, some charge to get them started on that. And there are some.
There we go again.
yeah, he froze up.
Yeah, well, that's his Windows outfit.
He needs Windows.
No, I don't.
France
So,
decided to stop using Windows. Somebody is crying.
This freeze up is amazing.
It is.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, all three of you are freezing up. I don't know what's going on.
No.
I think you got that backwards, Steve.
So, turns out that Siemens is rolling out a Linux laptop for employees. And I am in the queue of employees about to have their machines converted, which works out really well because I'll have two machines. And right now they're both Windows boxes, but I'll end up with this is my old machine that I'm on right now. I've had it for 2 years, I guess. Um, but it's a good solid machine other than this thing with Zoom. Uh,
Well, is it running Windows or is it running Linux?
It's currently running Windows, and they both are running Windows 11 Enterprise Edition. But when I'm comfortable with the second laptop having everything set up the way I need, I'm going to have them convert this one to Linux. And if it works out nicely, then it's real easy to convert the second one to Linux and just copy over everything I need. You can't
What
do that with Windows.
what flavor of Linux are they using?
They can use Debian, Mint, Ubuntu, Alma, or Rocky, or Fedora or SUSE.
So
So pretty much anything.
it's your choice.
Yep. And I'm really comfortable with Mint or Debian or honestly anything but SUSE.
I don't think I have ever used SUSE. I had an instructor many years ago, about 15 years ago, who was in love with SUSE, but I've never tried it. I
It's fairly close to Red Hat. It uses RPM, so Alma, Rocky, Red Hat.
okay.
Um, Instead of DNF or Yum, they use um, Zipper, Zypper.
Okay.
I tease people that all the man pages are entirely in German, but that isn't true. It's just another version of Red Hat, honestly.
Well, I've used a lot of CTOS. Uh, One client was into that. This is 10 years ago. Um, but and that's essentially Red Hat. I mean,
Uh, I think, I mean, years ago, uh, I was in my distro hopping phase, and I think I played around with SUSE then, but I didn't like it. And then about that same time, I guess they closed sourced or something, and they uh, then OpenSUSE community came along, and I tried it for a little while, and I didn't like it. I stuck with. Uh, well, I think about that same time, that was when I switched to Mint full time.
I think it's all a matter of personal preference or taste or whatever is you.
Yeah, I think at least part of that was the first Linux that I actually got to work correctly was Ubuntu, and I installed it and it just installed and worked, and of course that was Debian based. So I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I like the Debian ecosystem because it makes sense to me because that was the first one I actually got to work
Yeah.
correctly.
Well, it's what you're used to and so forth.
Yeah.
The first Linux that I used was Knoppix. Was a live disk of Knoppix, and it, as I recall, the main feature that it had that was desirable was that it back in the days of Iron Men and wooden computers, it dealt with drivers much better than now today. Everybody works pretty much the same, but in the early days in working with Ubuntu, uh, printers were a real disaster. And this is back around Ubuntu 5, something like that. And getting them to work with printers was just, getting it to work with printers was just a disaster. But that's all changed. I mean, that's many generations ago.
You know how I solved the getting things to work with printers or Ubuntu to work with printers? I bought HP. It it worked with HP, so I bought HP printers.
The ones that I found, in the early days at least, to be most user friendly with printers were Brother printers. Um,
Hmm.
Well,
they
Yeah,
had. Go ahead.
I've had a dozen brother printers and never had any issues with any of them. The installation is literally just go to Brother's support website, download the script for your printer, and run it. And it
Yeah.
goes out and it gets what it needs, and it sets up the scanning and it sets up the printing and sets up duplex, and it just works. It asks 7 or 8
Mm.
questions and works.
so I have a little brother label printer,
Mhm.
and on 21.3 it works beautiful, no problems whatsoever. But on any model of 22, I have to send the file to a PDF first before it will print. And I
That's
have
interesting.
no
Hmm.
idea why. It works, but I have to do one extra step. I have to send it to the PDF first, open the PDF, and then I can print from the PDF, and it works. That's it's an old brother label printer, but I've got Canon printers now, and it's pretty much like you said. I went to the Canon website, downloaded the script, and it just installed what it needed to install, and they work beautiful. They're both network printers, and as soon as I turn them on, they show up on the network, and the printer knows, or the machine knows they're there. So, but I was going to say, technically, the first Unix like system that I ever played around with was probably the VAX. But that was all text based, CLI based, and it was all. I had no admin privileges or anything. I couldn't do anything other than web, email, and play games. So it wasn't like I really had an experience per se. I was familiar with it. I never got to install it or anything. I guess technically that would have been my first experience with anything even close. So,
So you were using Unix?
well, VMS VAX Unix like. I'm not real sure what it was. I don't think VMS is Unix. I think
Not
it's
technically, but it's a pretty good clone.
yeah, I think it's its own thing. It had all the same programs, Pine and whatever. And I just did, I'm a I'm a high school kid going over to the college to play on their machine. I had a user account. I could install my own apps or my own games, but I couldn't do anything that would affect any type of system-wide stuff. And they kind of, I had my own email address. I felt so important because I had a Miami University email address.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, that's how you logged into the system. But yeah, I think technically speaking, that would have been the very first experience I ever had with a Unix-like system. But
I need to see if one of my first email accounts is still a thing. I seriously doubt if the company still exists, and I know the first one doesn't. My first email address was with CompUSA, or not Comp. Oh shit, it was out of Columbus. CompuCom. And I didn't like being tied to them, so I got a Juno email address not too long after that.
I had, I had AOL forever. That was, I had CompuServe for a long, long time, and I had a CompuServe address, and then I had switched to AOL when I guess AOL bought CompuServe or something, and that was back in the day when you were paying for the bulletin board service, and if you wanted to get on the internet, you had to pay extra. If you wanted to send email to a service that wasn't native to your service, you had to pay extra. And that was very expensive. But you want to see what AOL? You want to see what AI wrote as a tic-tac-toe program?
Okay.
Sure.
Let's see if it works. That's not going to plug in here. Let's see. So I will try an extension cable. Share the screen. So I just simply asked Google Gemini to write a simple program for the ESP32 that plays tic-tac-toe and outputs the information to the serial console. And it needed to use Platform I/O. And it wrote everything, including the Platform I/O INI file. I just changed this, and I changed this because I was using a different board. But everything else, and is it doing it? So I don't know if you can see that real well. There's our tic-tac-toe grid, and it says
Well, what's the size of the program? How many lines?
it is very small.
Not many.
72 lines.
Oh, yeah.
It seems to work just fine. It even has a little bit of error capture in there. So if we say player X chooses block 4, and then player O also chooses block 4, it doesn't do anything. It just sits there like, nope. So you can see it updates the board each time.
Can you send the file, or I don't know how to
Yeah.
attachment?
Would you like this? Would you like this file?
Yeah, I want to use it in a vintage board, 6502 microcontroller, microprocessor.
And it even says, it even has the winning prompt. Player X wins. Yay! I didn't have to. Oh, I just got rid of that. I didn't mean to get rid of that. Where'd it go? I didn't have to ask it to do. I didn't have it make any corrections or anything. It just worked. I was actually quite surprised that it worked the first time through. How will I get you this file?
Control A.
Do I?
Control A.
Control A?
Yep. That selects all.
Will it stop sharing? It says it's too big to put in chat.
Send it in an attachment in a mail later.
Yeah.
Yeah, better.
I could put it on GitHub. That'd be a good place to
Hillsboro.
start. What? I don't know what
Ray.
Ray said.
I'm sorry. You guys can actually hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I should not be cursing. Or I was just in my head. Sorry. Inside voice cursing.
Awesome, Ray.
Inside voice.
Wait.
Inside voice. Oh, things I've been talking about for the past 13 minutes. Yeah. In my head. All in my head. Aren't you listening?
Yeah.
Heard at least part of it, but I don't know what you actually said.
The only thing I said out loud was Hillsboro. My wife sent me something about property for sale in Hillsboro.
Oh.
All right. So, if I haven't told you guys before, I love you guys. I really do enjoy being part of the group and doing stuff.
So where are you, Ray?
Hillsboro.
No, I'm not in Hillsboro. I am like one block from my house.
Oh, okay.
I'm near home, close enough. So we see what AI can build in pretty simplistic code, I guess.
It's 72 lines, and it built exactly what I asked it to build.
A very minimalistic tic-tac-toe.
Yeah. I didn't tell it to make it 2-player or 1-player or anything else. It just assumed, well, tic-tac-toe is a 2-player game, so it made it a 2-player game. But other than that, it built exactly what I asked it to build. So
All right, so can I challenge everybody to write their own original version of, like, original code, to play the game tic tac toe? I mean, that can't be all that difficult, right?
If AI can do it,
Hey, I can do it. We can do it.
if AI can do it, we
Mine would have to be in Bash.
Hey, you can pick any language you want.
so I've been playing around with the LLMs, the large language models locally, and one of the oh, hang on. Say hi to everybody. Say hi, everybody.
Oh,
Hi,
hi.
everybody.
Hi.
I think you're going home. Are you going home? Yes.
Somebody looks sleepy.
Okay.
I'm not real sleepy.
I'm kind of sleepy.
There you go.
All right.
Okay. Say bye, Papa.
Bye. Oh, okay. So I asked the language models, the local language models, to do the exact same thing. None of them came close to what Gemini did, and the code was just sloppy mess. It was just a mess. But one of them did write it in Python, even though I asked it to write it in Arduino C, basically. So that's interesting. I have no idea if the Python code actually worked or not, because everything else that it was spitting out just seemed like random garbage. But it shouldn't be too hard to build your own. I don't know if I could. I mean, it's pretty small, and I probably would want to add, something for the screen, so you could see it on the screen or something. But it did do exactly what I asked it to do.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I have to thank our Vicente for that, because Vicente at the meeting last week, he was really into, you just ask it, and sometimes you have to ask it again,
Yeah.
but you just ask it.
Yeah. I asked to help to make a program with the feel and look of DOS, an app of DOS, and look what it shows me in Python. Let me share the.
You should be able to.
Now. This is what it generates as output. This is a window program that shows like a DOS application. So my plan is to make an application with this look. So you can use your mouse on it, but it looks like a DOS thing. This is
Here you go, Vicente.
Oh, you did?
Here.
Oh, that looks like it spent a lot of time sitting in the sun.
It does. It looks like it has seen better days.
But is that the scanner attachment for the Apple Writer?
I didn't know they had a scanner attachment for the Apple Writer.
They made you could replace the print head on the Apple Writer and use it as a scanner. It was like
Wow.
3.5 minutes per page.
What that looks like to me though is it looks like a plotter. That doesn't look. I can't zoom in.
Nah, that you're looking at an Apple Writer or an
Yeah.
Apple Writer 2 from the back side with one sheet of pin feed in it.
But that right there looks like a plotter pen.
I think that was to not adjust, but to tension the ink ribbon.
Maybe. I don't know. It's been a long time since I played with an Apple Writer. But it's only up to $19.
Yeah, it's going to go a little past that.
It's going to go a little past that. And it's only in Springfield.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're sad. You won't even come up to Middletown. I can't see you guys going all the way to Springfield.
Did you have an Apple IIc to play with?
No.
Well, there you go.
Is Mike on here? Mike Sullivan? Is he on here?
I haven't seen him yet.
He came over to my shop today. He brought some computer parts, and he and I built him a computer for his sister. And I mean, he had most of the parts, and he knew what he wanted. We built that for him.
Cool.
It was a i7 with 24 gigs of RAM and a solid state hard drive. I mean, it was, and he put a really nice video card in it. I mean, it's several years old, but
What is it?
his it's a 2 gigabyte NVIDIA that has 3840 by 1900, I think, resolution. So that's what he wanted, was the high resolution.
2 gigabytes.
And I just helped him make sure everything was all put together and built right. So
Yeah, you know how not modern 2 gigabytes is?
I know it's not modern. Whatever. You guys hear my son over here giving me crap
Yes.
about
Yep.
this is
Yeah.
not modern.
That's not modern.
It's like 15 years old. And
Yeah.
it doesn't even try to make anything that bad anymore.
Aiden.
Whatever.
Aiden.
Yeah.
Stop. It works just fine for Mike Sullivan's purposes.
Less than 5 billion transistors. Yeah, we're good.
Mike Sullivan is not trying to play games, and he's not
No,
trying
and
to
actually-
do.
He's got 24 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, he's good.
He's not trying to do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
If I'm guessing, he's using it to display pictures. But
He's just, yeah, all he's doing is displaying pictures.
yeah,
And I think he's using Microsoft Gallery or Show or something like that. And it actually preloads the next picture for as you're moving along in order to reduce time. You know, for like, if I click on I want to see the next picture, it's already loaded, so it's much, much faster.
right.
And then, you know, if you click to the next picture,
It
so forth.
It sticks a picture in a buffer somewhere.
Yeah, it's just for doing the slideshow deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, we looked at a whole bunch of the computers that I have, and I was like, man, I just don't have a video card that you want, that's that crazy good. And I was like, okay, all the computers I have, I would want to put two drives in it, one for doing long-term storage and one for the operating system. And so we had to go to more than a small form factor. And of course, I don't have the M.2 or the NVMe spaces. But just looking at all the crap that I had, I was like, hey, let's go ahead and test it out on this monitor and test it out here and look at this and look at that. And he's doing fine. And he's actually building it for his sister. His sister's 84 years old. I don't think she's going to be doing any crazy gaming either. Yes, no problem.
Heck, two gigs would even play those Java based games or whatever they are.
I'm sure. The big deal about looking at these video cards is that they support the DirectX and the OpenGL, and how much of the processing are they going to do compared to forcing the onboard processor to do all the work.
Yeah.
And obviously he's wanting crazy resolution. He's like, yeah, but when you zoom into it, all you see is pixels. Like, no. You are using the wrong zoom, the wrong file, whatever. It's just not it. So I was like, no, that can't be right. There's no way that can be right. So, and then we were running one of my screens today, and it was a 24-inch screen, but the best resolution it would do is like, I think it was like 2400 by 1900. I was like, I can't get 4K. Sorry, I don't think I own anything that does 4K. Hell, my son does. I'm sure his was an RTX 7050 or something like that. Sure, it'll do 4K.
Yeah.
Best piece of software I ever saw for doing photo viewing and tagging and stuff in Windows was ACDC, with the last C being SEE.
I remember seeing that before.
That was nice software. It did the same preload and image. So you never saw a raster as it switched images.
Right.
Used that starting with Windows 3.1 and through 95 and XP, and then quit using Windows.
It just hit me. You were voluntarily using Windows.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I used Windows originally because Linux didn't exist yet and I couldn't afford Unix. But at one point, my ex-wife and I had two physical computers and we had two physical dial-up lines. She had a Mac, I had a Windows box, and we couldn't share files without both of us dialing into the internet and FTPing it back and forth. I was working at a computer shop, and a guy started telling me about this really cool new OS called Linux that had an application called Netatalk, Netatalk, that let you network Windows and Linux computer, or Windows and Mac computers together. Because I was too cheap to buy the $300 software that you could run on a Mac to let it see Windows shares. So I built a Linux box, loaded Netatalk on it, and it just worked. And it worked really well. And honestly, I never owned a computer past Windows 3.1 that I paid for. The XP and 95 was stuff owned by friends and family that I loaded software for them because even though I really didn't use it, I knew more about Windows. I haven't actually, I haven't paid for Windows since 3.1.
We get it. We get it. You're a Linux fanboy. We get
I
it.
am. It is simply a superior OS that does more cheaply, and more stably.
What is going to happen to 11?
And Netatalk
Hopefully,
is
it'll
still
just
around.
go away.
You know, I got a feeling that whoever it is that's in charge over at Microsoft is gonna, or whatever you gonna call them, the Windows crew. They're gonna do some experimenting, and then they're gonna apologize. I'm so sorry we went this route. We really screwed up. We're gonna back up an OS system to like go back to Windows 10.
Well, there's some talk now about 12.
Well, they're using like AI to correct things, and it's breaking more things than it's fixing. Netatalk is still around.
Yeah.
It's still being updated.
Last release was
April
April. Yeah.
April 3rd.
I didn't think that Apple still used AFP.
I don't have an Apple anything to try it with, but that's cool. It's still there. It's still doing its thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I that brings me back around to. I've got a whole bunch of these Apple MacBook thingies. And is that why are you laughing?
I don't know. Because of the way you said it, Apple MacBook thingies.
So if they're Intel MacBooks, those run Linux very, very well. After Apple says they're trash and we won't release software for them, you can load Mint on it and it runs beautifully.
Okay. So I have like 8 or 9 of them. I think I got 8 of them. Would you like one? Free of charge.
Well, then 2. No.
Then I'll have 2. It's like, let me buy you lunch. Oh, then I'll have 2 Whoppers.
I'll buy you lunch. Yes, I would appreciate one.
Yeah.
I need to get up that direction. You have light bulbs for me too.
I got light bulbs and signal generator and a power supply, and evidently now I have some MacBook thingies.
Do they have power supplies? The MacBooks?
Yes, they do.
Ah.
Yes, they do. One for each of them, yes. No, I was over at Madison High School, and I donated a laser machine to the school. We were trying to hit all the schools around, and the main guy that was really involved with the STEM work center was also in charge of all the IT in the school. And while I was there, he had this gondola, big carton, and he was just throwing computers into it. And he had a stack of MacBooks he was throwing in. I was like, all these others, this is broken, the screen's broken, keys broken, whatever, and they're just little Chromebooks. But the Macs, there's value in those. Yeah, they are, but they're getting to the age where Apple won't support this, won't support that, and it's hard to reload the software. And yeah, we're just getting rid of them. I was like, so what's going on with the box? He goes, it's all e-recycling. Like, Literally, you're just gonna crunch it all up for the gold and the copper. Yep. Like, okay, well, what will it take for me to get these? He's like, well, I'll have some of the students carry them out to your truck. Okay.
Nice.
He's like, we got a laser. You can have a couple of scrap uh, apple books or whatever they are. I was like, yep, okay, thanks.
That's just like
Oh,
what the hospital does. My sister works out at the hospital, and she says that when stuff becomes too old or whatever, they just throw it out. They
Yep.
well, they crunch it from the hospital and other government locations. Yeah, it's pretty serious about it. They're like, they don't want any chance of anything going
I,
to.
no, you might think that, but no, that doesn't really happen.
Doesn't
I
happen that way. I saw
it
this picture the other day where, you know how with hard drives they'll use a drill press, they'll drill a hole right through the hard drive.
yeah,
So they were doing that to solid state drives,
yeah,
and they didn't realize the enclosure for the solid state drive is not where the circuit boards really are at. I mean, some of those enclosures, only a third of the enclosure actually has anything in it. The rest of it's just hollow. And they had drilled holes through effectively just hollow parts of the enclosure, and the entire hard drive still was good and had all the data on it.
well, there was a government auction not too long ago that they said they removed all the hard drives. That every one of the machines that they had solid state drives or NVMe drives, and they were all there. Nobody removed them. Cause
So on the NVMe drives,
yeah,
were those still bootable machines?
I don't know because I didn't get the pallet because the pallet
Ah,
went for way more than what I wanted to pay. But I would guess that you could reload something on them.
so by default on NVMe, everything is encrypted, and that's tied into the uh, UEFI and secure boot stuff.
Yeah,
And if you change the encryption algorithm, you've effectively wiped the drive.
yeah.
Um, even most government organizations accept that as a secure wipe.
All these government listings say that they've removed the hard drives, and
Yeah.
very few of them actually. Either they, like Ray said, they're looking for physical drive, spinny drives, or they, you know, don't know what they've got. Basically,
There it is.
they it, the surplus officers aren't the IT people. They're usually just people that are supposed to get rid of stuff. So, okay, Ray. What? Cool.
This is the solid state drives where they drill holes through the drive.
It's the way to.
And they
That's the way to do it.
they completely missed the boards. Oh god.
Wow.
Smart people.
I bought a little laptop last week that had an M drive, yeah, one of those, and I had to turn off and do all kinds of stuff to get an OS to reload on it, but I got a OS to reload on it, and it even after I turned off the well, even before I turned off the secure boot, I could see the drive. It was there, and I could look at all the stuff that was on the drive and everything. It wasn't like it was actually encrypted. It was right there. So, but that was that. It wasn't hard to get rid of. Um, yeah, the my sister says that nurses, especially tablets, like fire Amazon Fire tablets, they will just walk through and put them in a trash can.
Yep.
And she works in housekeeping, so when she's emptying the trash or whatever, there's a tablet sitting there. And she's asked her boss a few times if she could just take those, and he's like, they're in the trash. I guess they're fair game. She's gotten a couple of real nice Amazon Fire tablets for nothing out from the library from the hospital. I see a Ray truck.
It's my truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had that for a while.
Yeah.
You guys have seen that before?
Yeah.
It's my garbage. How many of you guys ever seen where I live?
I don't think so. I've taken a guess a couple of times.
It's a nice little house. 3-bedroom ranch. Of course, I'm out in my front yard. It's a nice little house. I've lived here for 26 years. So, yeah. Don't look at my garage. I'm going to go get my bicycle.
Don't look at my stuff.
Don't look at my stuff. My kids are... most of this is my kids' stuff. My daughters, they... when they move from one place to another, they're just like, hey, can we store some stuff here? I'm like, no! Put it into your new place. Take it to your new apartment. Take it to your new house. So. What I missed before I got there?
Just stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
I got a new baby rack.
I hear a lot of noise.
Let's turn off my...
No, not from you. The kid who said that he was leaving him by is still here, apparently. They're making whistle sounds.
They do that.
His brother must be here. Oh, and here's Mike Sullivan for the last 4 minutes of the meeting. Mike Sullivan, who is very late.
Mike!
Mike!
Am I there? No, not yet.
Mike Sullivan, who's very late.
I can't get the video.
Come to check out what you're doing.
Cannot start radio. Failed to start the video camera. Please select another video camera.
Windows.
Isn't it wonderful?
Not so much.
Teeny tiny rack.
See, that's awesome. And you put it together while we were sitting here.
Yeah. Oh, I've had it together for a while. I'll try to bring it to the next in person.
Cool.
So the objective of this is a portable rack that you can schlep around to different places?
Yep, portable lab.
Okay.
Anything new going on with you, Mr. Mike?
I got a computer that meets all my graphics needs, and that's what I was doing. The I'm sorry about the video. I can't get it to turn on.
It's all right.
The machine was so filthy. It was given to me, and I don't know whether people spilled like a milkshake in it or what.
Oh man.
And then it sat my stepson's shed for like 2 years, and there's bugs and dust rhinos and assorted stuff. So I went down to Ray's today, and we put it together, got everything going. He loaded Windows 10 on it. It was working great. I got it home, and I said, before I put the hard drive in there, I've got to clean that out. And so 45 minutes later, the case is out there in the yard, and I was squirting it with a hose. And it's still disgusting. But the motherboard is an i7, so I can't complain. And it'll be capable of 4K with the NVIDIA K600 Quattro. So I do not know why the video is not working. Fail to start the video camera. Please select another video camera. I've only got one video camera.
I did learn that it's not a dust bunny; it's a dust rhino. That's something I learned today.
Well, Ray, I didn't see that was you. All I saw were the handlebars. Yeah.
Oh, I'm videoing my son as we're going down the road.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, you can attest that they were rhinos, not small hyenas or anything like that. These were full-fledged dust rhinos. And by the way, so everybody knows, I really appreciate Ray's assistance and guidance today. Yes, it's something I could have done, but his assistance made it so much more pleasant.
Ray's a good guy every now and then.
Thanks.
Wow. Well, that's kind of backhanded.
I think
now and again and again and again and again.
you know I'm kidding, right, Ray?
Oh, I know.
So
go wherever.
go wherever. Just drive.
I got on this bicycle and I'm like, why is the stroke for the pedals like so short? Like, it's because he's been riding it. He adjusted his seat and everything. I was like, what the heck?
At least you were keeping up with him at least for a while.
Get grief. If he actually understood, I can't keep up with him.
Well, Julie and I own a tandem, and we were riding up in the Cuyahoga National Park area, and we had met a friend of ours up there. And Julie's cadence is like about 30% faster than what I normally ride. I like to press harder and a little slower, but she likes to crank that thing up to where it sounds like a sewing machine. And so the person we were riding with said, I was with you until we turned the corner, and then you guys just left me. We didn't see him again for about 5 miles. So if you have problems keeping up with your son or vice versa,
It means I've done a good job at training him.
I was going to say a tandem is the only way to go because they can't get very far away.
Last year we went on vacation and I bought 2 more bicycles, off of Facebook Marketplace to take with me, and they were kind of laughing at me for like, "Why are you getting all these bicycles? You don't need more bicycles." We got to vacation, we went for a ride, and everybody was like, "We need to do this more often." I was like, "Yeah, no kidding. I'm out of breath. I need to do this more often."
We
And we had a good time.
We normally take our bikes on vacation, and 3 years ago we went out west and we were at the Black Canyon of the Gunnison in Colorado. We thought, well, this is not a very large space. It'd be kind of cool to ride from spot to spot. And we got about a quarter of a mile, and I am just gasping for air. And at 12,000 feet, I just wasn't used to the altitude. When we got down to the Grand Canyon, it's only 7,000 feet. There's plenty of air there. It just wasn't happening up there at the higher altitudes.
Well, Patty wants to go get pizza. I can't say I blame her. Putting up
What
with
you want to get?
pizza.
Oh,
Pizza. She putting up with the grandkids. She doesn't want to cook. She doesn't want to do any of that stuff. So I think we're going to go get a pizza.
Yep, can't argue with that.
And we're going to be virtual again next week. So hopefully I will see everybody again next week, and hopefully Mike will show up a little bit faster.
Well, I'm sure it's just something stupid because I ran up here and pulled it up, and I am pretty positive I skipped past one of the permissions, but going back and finding that it's not worth it. You guys know what it looked like, and most of you don't care whether you see me or not, so that works out.
It's all good. So
I think Leroy lost 3 pounds watching what I'm doing over here.
yeah, I am not. I am. There's no way I could do that.
The furthest Julie and I had ridden was 52 miles.
I mean, my dad last year, he was riding 20 miles every 2 days. So, makes you kind of think.
Yeah. About 35, you say, this is a lot further than I thought it was.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. She's chomping at the bit.
Pretty much. Just imagine me waving because I am.
Okay, I'll see you guys next week.
Good night, folks.
Bye.
good night.
Bye, everybody.